Are you interested in Apple's new iPad, but unsure if it's really for you? Well, I'm Mark Brown from Editor's Keys, and this is the Apple iPad review and test. Okay, so the Apple iPad's been delayed until late May, but we've been lucky enough to get one here at Editor's Keys a month before release. So let's take a quick overview. The iPad features a large HD LED IPS display, multi-touch, the usual dock connector, a 3.5mm headphone jack for iTunes and films, as well as a handy orientation switch to prevent the screen spinning around accidentally, all in a device just 13mm thick. So the most eagerly awaited tablet device in history is upon us. But is it really worth the hype? And is the Apple iPad nothing more than a bit of an Apple iFad? I have to be honest, when I first saw the Apple keynote, I couldn't really see where this would fit into my usual life. I mean, I already had a laptop and I already had an iPhone. So if I was out in public, I could access the internet quite easily on my iPhone and quite happily. When I'm at home, I can use my laptop to surf the internet, to, use productivity tools like Photoshop. One thing I use my laptop for at home is to chat to friends and family. And for that, of course, you need a webcam, which this doesn't have. So taking that into account, why would you want one? Browsing on the iPad is like no other experience. Imagine holding an entire web page in the palm of your hand and being able to pinch to zoom rather than using a mouse. Pinch to zoom is so smooth, and although it is already available on the iPhone, to see it on a full-scale device is something you have to see to believe it. It's strange how something so futuristic feels so natural and normal. Browsing is super fast, and in our tests, twice as fast as any netbook we tried. Maps is also a fantastic experience. Thinking of going away on holiday? Pinch to zoom and fly in over London. Right now we're taking a look at Big Ben, and with the HD display, Street View feels like you're almost there. Swipe your finger to do a 360 view, walk up and down the streets, check out points of interests, maybe a hotel, restaurant or attraction, and then pinch back out and fly to another area of London, all within seconds. Other functions of Maps allow you to change the map views from map, satellite and hybrid view, as well as viewing live traffic anywhere in the world. Unfortunately, at the time of this review, the UK iPad App Store is still unavailable, so we were unable to test iBooks or iWorks, the word processing app. However, the Notes application has been fully rebuilt from the ground up, and I can confirm that typing in landscape mode is almost as easy as typing on a MacBook keyboard, which is great news for those of you using the iPad for work situations. Luckily, Apple do have a keyboard dock, which means for any serious typers that the iPad can be used as a kind of mini iMac. Next is the Photos application, probably one of my favourite mini apps on the iPhone. It's now been taken to a whole new level with the iPad. We all like to share our photos with friends and family, but actually getting them to people is sometimes a bit of a hassle. Usually it means emailing them over hundreds of pictures or finding an empty USB memory stick to bung them all on. The new photo application has a beautiful user interface with some incredible animations. Looking through pictures on such a large HD screen is by far the best way to view hundreds of pictures with ease and fun. Next is YouTube, another app which has been built from the ground up, and I must say it's very addictive. The layout is incredibly clean, and with the progression of YouTube HD videos, you will easily lose hours looking for new fun videos to watch in your spare time. Browsing is easy, and due to the large screen space, you'll be recommended lots of fun videos below each search. Videos can be viewed in portrait mode with all the creator's information displayed below, or full screen for a true mini home cinema experience. Following on from this is iTunes, which now follows more of a desktop user interface, but with the ability to search by hand. This makes buying and renting music or films fun and easy, and a definite alternative to popping down to your local retail shop. One of the main features of the iPad for most people will be the ability to buy and download books, magazines and comics straight to the device, a true alternative to the current paperback method we're all used to. Here we're taking a look at the Marvel Comics app, which allows users to buy a comic from their total back catalogue within seconds. Like many of the newspaper apps, this is very cleverly made, and with the HD screen, images and text look extremely clear, and of course they're a much better resolution to that of paper. Users can of course pinch to zoom, flick and double tap to make their way through magazines, and in this case the comic will auto-animate itself so you can sit back and enjoy. Well, I have to be quite honest, since I've been using the device for about 4 days now, I can actually see the appeal of it. I mean, if I'm honest, this isn't meant to fill the gap of your laptop, computer or your iPhone. This is for those people who are on the market for a netbook. And for those of you that don't know, a netbook is one of those really small, tiny computers that have really small fiddly keyboards. And let's face it, they're not very good. They have such a small keyboard. Like I said, it's hard to type on. The screens are usually very small. The laptops are very underpowered, so you certainly can't play games or HD films, for example. And this is where the iPad really fits in. If you're someone who just uses the internet and does a bit of Facebook, looks at photos, and maybe reads the odd magazine or wants to watch the odd film, then really the iPad is quite great. You can leave it on the table, pick it up when you want to use the internet, and you're instantly away. The touchscreen on this device is amazing. It's really good, it's fast, and it makes using the internet and sharing the internet with friends and family really good fun. So what are my final thoughts? Should you buy this device? Well, I would think long and hard about it. If you already have a laptop and an iPhone, I would probably say don't bother. You've got everything you need there in the two devices. If, however, you're in the market for a netbook or another laptop, then definitely think about this. I mean, there isn't a nicer, sexier device on the market. It's very lightweight, you can read magazines, you can play HD films and video, and you can easily access the internet on it. One thing I would add though that no one seems to have caught on to is the fact that, like the iPod, it's quite a personal device. If you're thinking of using this for the home and you want to share it with friends and family, there's no multiple user logins. So if you're browsing internet sites and have certain games and files on here, everyone else in your household will be able to view them because you cannot password protect or set up different user accounts. So that's something to think about, and I certainly think it's something that Apple should look to implement within the next iPad or next software update. But anyway, I've been Mark Brown. Please place your comments below, and I hope to see you soon on another video.